What's up? Honor Hammer 26 here, and yes, Bryan Danielson has signed with the WWE. I read it last night around 11:30 after SummerSlam, and when I saw it, I just looked at my computer in complete shock. Wow. He's only got until September 26th, and then he's going to WWE. The ROH fan side of me is not that happy right now, because we only have 6 more events with him. And then, arguably, I don't even think it is arguably, if you don't say he is the best wrestler in Ring of Honor history, I think you're dumb. The best wrestler in Ring of Honor history is going to the WWE. But the WWE fan side of me is extremely happy because they're getting one hell of a talent. And the humanitarian side of me is thinking, for Bryan Danielson himself, this is a good move. Because what individual accomplishment is there left for him to do in Ring of Honor, honestly? He's won Survival of the Fittest. He's had, in my opinion, the best Ring of Honor title reign. He won briefly the Pure title. And he's beaten everybody the company's ever thrown at him. I mean, just what is there left for him to do? Yes, he never won the tag titles, but that's not really an individual accomplishment unless you've done what he had done, which is he'd won the Pure title and the World title. And there have been a couple men like Joe and Punk and Nigel who had won 2 out of the 3, but no one had ever won all 3. And Dragon was probably the closest, because Nigel, even though Nigel has challenged for the tag titles in the past, he's never really been taken seriously as a part of the tag team. But just Ring of Honor will not be the same without him. It's hard for me to do this video. I mean, Bryan Danielson is one of the best wrestlers in the world, if not the best wrestler in the world. And I was proud to have him a part of a great company that I love, like Ring of Honor. But to see him go is sad. And I'm just still in shock. I mean, if you saw my video when I did the Mitsuharu Misawa thing, it's still in shock. I was in shock then, and I'm still in shock now that he's gone. But it's a little bit more shock that he's leaving Ring of Honor. It's not like he's going away and I'm never going to see him again. I'll just see him on either Monday, Tuesdays, or Friday nights instead of seeing him on Monday nights on television and seeing him on DVDs and stuff. So, but I want to take a look back at Danielson's best matches in Ring of Honor, or his Ring of Honor career, because he has not only affected Ring of Honor, but he's affected other indies. Like, he's made a Chikara appearances during King of Trios. He's a former PWG World Champion, former FIP World Champion, former GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion. I mean, just he's done it all, and this is a good move for him, as much as I hate to say it. So, first Ring of Honor show, him and the 3-way against Low-Key and Daniels. Just 4.5-star match there is what I gave it. It was just a great way to show off Ring of Honor. The second show, Round Robin Challenge, him and Low-Key. It's a great match there. I mean, during the first couple years of Ring of Honor, he just put on some great matches. Epic Encounter. Just nothing I could say that would do any of those matches justice, but I've seen a lot more of the later stuff, so let's go over that. 2005, he had the best of 5 series with Homicide, which all of those matches were pretty good. At the least, some of them were great. Then he won the world title September of 2005 from James Gibson, and went on one of the greatest reigns in Ring of Honor history. Just an amazing reign. I mean, he beat a who's who of challengers: Lance Storm, Marufuji, Kenta, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Steve Corino. I could go on. Samoa Joe. I can go on and on and on. It would never do it justice. But after he lost the world title to Homicide, December of 2006, he was out for 4.5 months with a shoulder injury. And we got a little glimpse of, if he ever went away, what life would be like without Bryan Danielson in Ring of Honor. And he made very many people wonder why, if Ring of Honor could succeed without him. And I feel that during that period, they did have a couple of great shows at the 5th Year Festival, and they could succeed without him. But I would not want to see it anytime soon. I still don't want to see it. So he came back, respect is earned, to tag with Morishima against Nigel and Kenta. And then he went on a chase for the world title, Manhattan Mayhem 2. He had a great match against Morishima. Man Up had another good match against Morishima. And just went on a tear just throughout Ring of Honor. He just went on a tear throughout until now, where he's going to have final matches, and that's going to take a little bit of an over effect. He just went on a tear the entire time he's been in Ring of Honor. And, I mean, he's had classics recently, Glory of Honor 7 against Nakajima, and him and Claudio at Northern Navigation, and just a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm thinking of so much that I can't even name everything. I mean, him and Roderick Strong at Vendetta, him and Roderick Strong at Supercard of Honor. Just, there's so many good matches, great matches that he's had, classic matches. I mean, it's just, he's a part of the 4-way that's before Dishonor 6. I mean, just, nothing I could say would do it justice, honestly. And I'm going to look back on my experience seeing him live in Manassas for Ring of Honor, because I got to see him live in an ROH ring, which I'm very, very glad I did, because he is Mr. ROH, as much as that term means. He is the best wrestler in Ring of Honor history, and I don't think anyone's even close. Maybe Joe, but he hasn't made an appearance. He's only made one appearance since March of '07. And, I mean, Aries, maybe. Not really. The Briscoes, I mean, but they were out from like August of '04 to February of '06, so but I'm going to use a point here. Ring of Honor will survive without him. And I say that very, very loosely, but I can't think of a time since he won the world title in September of 2005 that Ring of Honor is best suited to lose him than right now. Ring of Honor looks very, very strong right now. And I can't remember the last year where Danielson wasn't even in talks for Wrestler of the Year. And he's not even in talks for Ring of Honor Wrestler of the Year, in my opinion. I think the top 5 are Aries, Davey, Roddy, Kenta, and Eddie Edwards, in my opinion, is having a better year in Ring of Honor than Bryan Danielson is right now. Because, I mean, he's made the American Wolves look very strong. It's not just Davey Richards. But, I mean, yes, he was involved in the Match Tag Title Classic, which is amazing, but he is one of the best in the world. But if Ring of Honor has to lose him at some point before he becomes way more important, I'd rather lose him when he's kind of at the least importance he's had in 5 years. As much as I hate to say that, he kind of is having mid-card roles. Look at the big weekend with Manhattan Mayhem 3 in contention. He had 2 matches on the undercard. He had a 4-corner survival in New York and a match against Kenny King in Manassas. And now it's been announced that some of his final appearances, Dayton, he's going to have against Hero, and not in Chicago, it's going to be against Tyler Black. Boston was just announced he's going to be facing Davey Richards for the first time, and his final appearance will be in NYC against Aries. So there's that, and he has to face Nigel at one of the TV tapings, and I think he has to face Strong at the other one. That's just my opinion there. So, just one of the greatest wrestlers today is going to the WWE. If I told you that about anybody else, I'd be really excited, but it's Bryan Danielson, and he's coming from Ring of Honor. So, I guess that we'll see. I guess we'll see him on WWE programming. So, but best case scenario, he's going to do really well in WWE, and people are going to want to see more about Bryan Danielson, and they're going to find Ring of Honor and check out Ring of Honor and get more people into Ring of Honor. Another thing that I see from this, and I mean, Vince is a businessman, and he wants to bring in, if he really does want to bring in the best talent, he brought in Bryan Danielson. So, thank you, Bryan Danielson, for all you've done for Ring of Honor, and my contention review will be up tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later.